Yo, what's up, Bulls Nation? It's local Bulls fan here. From Patrick Williams to Julian Phillips, Bulls fans have been very observant when it comes to what AK does. And just overall, at a glance, you see that there's an immediate pattern. Lengthy, wings, size, defenders. But there's more to that in his drafting process. So today I'm just gonna go over, break down each of his picks and see what's more is there into everyone, as well as just see if there's a pattern that could hinder or help the pursuit, for one day drafting a Bull star. So right now I'm gonna just jump right into his first pick, the 4th overall pick in the 2020 draft, Patrick Williams. So Patrick Williams fits that description perfectly. Just the immediate type we all think of, a lengthy wing defender. Coming out of college, he was a six man. And overall, we see, he was put to guard, the best player on the opposing teams night in and night out, to play the 3 to the 4, and overall just a solid wing, a prototypical 3 and D, the way, every team would want. And I don't have anything against the pick as much as I used to, just because, we would think of Tyrese Halliburton being drafted at 12 in that draft. But that's something we'll get into later. Overall, just a solid, pick, being able to fit within an NBA roster and just molded by what could be in the Bulls team. So then we have the 44th pick in that same draft with Marko Simonovic. Marko's very much not like that at all. European, not really the greatest defender, but has great offensive upside with his pick and pop game and just overall great, scoring abilities. I could see him playing a solid role off the bench. I don't know if he could be the greatest rebounder on a team due to the fact his physicality isn't all the way there. But if he could be a consistent three-point threat, I could definitely see him being, having a more solidified role. That's if Billy Donovan does decide to realize who he is, that he's not just a water boy off the bench. And then the 2021 draft, my favorite, my personal favorite, at the 38th pick, Illinois' very own Ayo Dosunmu dropped all the way to the second round, and luckily the Bulls got him. Easily same thing as Patrick, not really a wing, but he's definitely more of a combo guard where he runs a little bit of the point, but doesn't have all the ball handling and playmaking responsibilities. Great defender, same as Patrick, that's where they line up. Bigger for their size, and could easily jump in right away in the NBA system of just, guarding, defending, things like that. And very much a hustle type player. Overall, Ayo was definitely the steal of the draft. You're dropping that low. You don't have your first round pick. The Orlando Magic get Franz, and it's like you do have a first round pick. He is a first round talent, damn near a lottery talent. Yeah, he had a bad year. His second year dropped off. It looked worse because Kobe White was on the rise. It looked worse because the whole team sucked. But overall, you see, that there's that pattern there. And then 2022, you get the 18th pick. You draft Dalen Terry. He played, we ran a lot of the point in Arizona, but 6'7", lengthy, defense, but could, definitely playmate, has the feel. With all, Patrick, Ayo, Dalen, the jump shots aren't really there yet. They show flashes, capable, but elite, far from it. Dalen overall, he has definitely more of the combo. He's definitely in that between area from Ayo being more of a guard, and then Patrick being, a solidified wing, and Dalen being a hybrid of the two. Then we have 2023, we have Julian Phillips, where he's definitely a solidified wing, young, raw prospect, where he's like Jared Vanderbilt overall, rebounding, defense, hustle. His shooting shows he's not as good of a shooter as these guys. However, there's the ability to be. But the difference between all these, I would say age range. Julian Phillips is he was drafted at 38th, by the way. I went over a lot about him in the last video, but just to break it down a little bit more, Julian's definitely a younger type prospect where you have more chance to mold him as Patrick Williams. However, Patrick definitely has more of a ball handling, elite shooting capability, as we've seen over the past years. Well, Ayo's definitely more of a older. He's more like the first one to be drafted that's older, more mature veteran type coming into the NBA. Overall, the pattern I find is that's good in terms of just drafting players. I'm not really gonna go over the two ways, anything like that. Just straight draft picks. Is we just see there's defense and fitting the NBA system. Can you play and complement a star? Which overall I do like. I do like they're going into that because these guys should have been unplayable in the NBA. And I don't think Dalen was unplayable. He just wasn't playing. They wanted to develop him more of his guard skills, which I liked overall, but I need to see him in the league. But these guys should definitely come in, complement a star, which is great. It's great you're going after that because sometimes teams want to go after, let me get the best guy, you're going to make him to a star. But that's not it. That's not it with these guys. Which overall I do enjoy. Role players are definitely important and it goes very much unnoticed sometimes, especially on a Bulls team over Bulls fans. We admire our role players. We value them a lot. However, we've been itching for a legitimate top 10, top 5 star. But these guys are great. Does it hinder the ability to find a star? Yes and no. Because, yes, we're in a guard league. However, wings do run the NBA, I would say. Larger players definitely do run the NBA just because everyone's trying to get more guard abilities. I could see it somewhat, as I was saying earlier about Patrick Williams and Tyrese Halliburton. I used to cry and moan, kick and scream a lot about that. But Patrick, for one, isn't a bust. We didn't draft somebody that's unplayable. I would have been sick if we got Obi Toppin or Denny Avia. I'm cool with Patrick. I'm cool. I'm definitely cool with him. But overall, I do think there is enough concern to be there. However, we don't have a large enough sample size of AK drafting. This guy can't find a star. He's a capable, competent drafter. He does things smart. He's above average. And overall, I'm grateful that he's not, he didn't skip out on Ayo and get Sharif Cooper. And I'm glad he's done his thing. I'm glad. Instead of, taking a bad risk, I would say. Nothing's wrong with the risk, but just taking... You see you got limited draft capital now, and you're going to go out and get somebody that's not going to be solid. You're taking on great young pieces, doing it calculated and wanting to make sure you cultivate your team. But let me know, do you think AK has that eye to find a star? Does he not? Like, subscribe, comment. I'll see you when I see you.